Okay? Maybe they get lucky and they get gifted a sub. Here's the 1 minute ad break now.
Here now from Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. Senator Sanders, thanks for joining us again this morning. You just heard Senator Blunt right there. He said this program is unfair. It's going to hurt the
transphobia phobic for the 15
economy.
Gifted subs.
Well, he's wrong. 60% of the benefits go to people who are on Pell Grants. 87% of the benefits go to people who are making $75,000 a year. Look, I know it is shocking, George, to some Republicans that the government actually, on occasion, does something to benefit working families and low-income people. I don't hear any of these Republicans squawking when we give massive tax breaks to billionaires, when we have an effective tax rate today such that the 1% have a lower effective tax rate than working people, where major corporations in a given year don't pay a nickel in federal taxes. That's okay. But suddenly when we do something for working people, it is a terrible idea. I was in Boston last week, and I was talking to nurses. And these nurses were telling me that they are working, in some cases, 2 jobs, outrageous hours, partly in order to pay for the student debts that they have accumulated. So in my view, the president did the right thing. And we have got to be really thinking about higher education in general. And in my view, at a time when hundreds of thousands of bright young people can't even afford to go to college, if we're going to be competitive in a global economy, we need to make public colleges and universities tuition-free.
As you know, Senator Sanders, it's not just Republicans who have criticized this program. Several of your Democratic colleagues who are up for re-election this year have criticized it as well. Michael Bennett said President Biden should have included a plan to pay for it. Catherine Cortez Masto, she says it doesn't address the root cause of college affordability. And to your point, Tim Ryan, who's running for Senate in Ohio, said it's unfair to those with student loans, without student loans, who are struggling to make ends meet, working people.
Well, the truth is, in a sense, that criticism is correct, but the answer is not to deny help to people who cannot deal with these horrendous student debts, who are delaying getting married, delaying even having children. The answer is that maybe, just maybe, we want to have a government that works for all working people and not just the people on top. So the answer, I think, is to say, yeah, if you are a working person right now, you're worried about what happens to you when you are retiring. Well, maybe we should demand that the wealthiest people in this country start paying their fair share of taxes so we can expand Social Security, improve the benefits, and protect those workers. Maybe we should raise the minimum wage to a living wage for low-income workers. Maybe we should do what every other major country on earth does, George, and guarantee health care to all people as a human right, rather than spending twice as much per capita on health care as other countries and leaving 70 million Americans uninsured and underinsured. Maybe we should have the courage to take on the drug companies and not pay 10 times more for a particular drug than they do in other countries. So the answer is not to do what Republicans...
Never once have I heard CNN say, wow, these multi-billion-dollar companies have received a massive handout today. Let's go to the average person to talk about how unfair it is that we have to pay for it. The fuck? Of course they're not going to do that. Their entire fucking position is slanted against that kind of behavior. If anyone were to do that, they would be like, this is terrible. This is wrong. This is fucked up. They are a multi-million-dollar company. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. That got loans and bailouts.
It's unfair to this person because we're helping that person. The answer is maybe to create a government which works for all people and not just for wealthy campaign contributors. And by the way, George, we don't talk about this enough. We got to deal with this massive income and wealth inequality. 3 people on top owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society. That's some of the issues that we got to deal with.
You can't address any of those without more Democrats in the Senate. How are you feeling about the midterms right now? We know there are a lot of headwinds for Democrats, but there have been some successes over the course of the summer.
Yeah, I think that what the Supreme Court did in saying to every woman in America, you can't control your own body. Your state government will make a decision on this most personal matter of an abortion. I think that the American people are saying, excuse me, in America, in the year 2022, women will make that decision. And I think that decision is going to reverberate very poorly for Republicans who think that women do not have a right to control their own bodies. I think the gun violence that we have seen is also going to play a role. People understand, whether you're Democrats or Republicans, that we common sense gun safety legislation. So I think there is a reasonable chance that Democrats will retain control over the Senate. I certainly hope we get more than 50 in the Senate, that we get at least 52, so we can start going forward and protecting working people in a way we have not been able to do up to now.
You heard Senator Blunt on former President Trump's legal exposure right now. Your take on the affidavit?
Well, my take is there's something a little bit absurd when it appears that we have a former president who has taken highly classified documents to his own residence. I mean, it's just incomprehensible to me. But then again, when we talk about President Trump, there's a lot of incomprehensible things.
Senator Sanders, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
We have new details now on the Mar-a-Lago search. Officials have released parts